Might not be able to see it for the frame rate, but I've been asked to provide a video of it turning and providing. So I've just come outside. We'll see if we get any good gusts. We've been away a while, 6 weeks. Let's see what the scores on the doors are. So, .5 volts at the moment. Still peaked at a high of 16 amps. Looks like it's about 215 watts peak, so to be fair, that's in 6 weeks whilst we've been away, so I'd imagine that's what it's going to peak at. So since the last reset, 5,263 watt hours, running at 13.53 volts at the moment. But I have augmented the system with a 100 watt solar panel. So in conjunction with the turbine is this panel. The panel admittedly is better, but obviously only during the day. It's a 100 watter. It was delivered by Amazon in the UK. I think it was £80 for the panel. Came complete with the cabling and the charge controller, and it's been very good. Still easily caters for our needs. You can see during when we were away, we didn't even have the panel facing the sun. We had it down the side of the summer house, and we came back to it at 12.9 volts. So it certainly looked after itself. I recommend augmenting any wind power with a panel. As you can see by its rotation and the figures you've seen with your own eyes, some of the comments, probably quite rightly, I'll go over here where there's less wind flutter. Some of the comments quite rightly say it should be a 100-foot tower. Lots of really good suggestions, to be fair, but for our needs, for the limited size that we have, so we're fridging the smart speaker, lights and the occasional kettle, this system runs adequately, especially now with the introduction of the 100 watt panel. If we hammer the summer house a bit more for use this year, I may consider getting a 200 watt panel, but it easily does our needs. Let me just pop inside. So lights, obviously the fridge and the smart speaker, we only just come back from being away, they're not on. Oh, the turbine's turning a bit. That's about the size of the wind you get, and I gather you can make out how fast it's turning by the sound, the frame rate at the time of turning, fluttering of wind. But I was requested to do a video and it was gusty. Yeah, only now and again. It's the panel that is creating the juice presently. 13.4 volts. Those lights are pretty power hungry. There's, I don't know, can't remember which. Sorry viewers, either 500 or 1,000, can't remember which. But yeah, it's working okay. The 3 batteries I have, 330 ampere hours total. To give you some more numbers whilst I'm in the mood, I'm not often in the mood to do this kind of thing because the wind turbine's getting a lot of interest. But anyway, if I had a lot more money, I would have gone for lithium ion battery, about a 300 ampere hour, and maybe a 12 volt fridge. The fridge in there is a 240. Draws a lot of juice, but you know, when it's blowing like this and there's a bit of sunshine, doesn't bother us. The turbine itself's been up about 3 years now. I've not had it off the top yet. You can maybe hear a faint click from the bearings, so I would imagine it's probably got 1 season left, maybe 2, but for the price of it I would get another one. It's been very good. It's been up there, rain and shine, through some hellishly powerful winds. Yeah, that's good timing. Giving it the beans there. So anyway, I hope that satisfies the guy or girl who wanted to see it in action. It's not a howling gale, but it's pretty gusty and providing today. So yeah, questions on a postcard should you wish to know more. But so far for this humble setup, it appears to be doing all right. I did receive one good tip of putting a bigger tail on that wind turbine so it doesn't rotate as much when it does change wind direction, because as one of the experts on the comment quite rightly pointed out, at this height, 16 feet by the way, obviously the wind eddies and flows around the houses. But we're not living in there full time, it's very adequate for what we need. So, hope that gives a bit more info. I do recommend panels. It's so easy. Click connectors on the back of the panel and push connectors on the charge controller. Charging now at 13.3 and we're using in the summer house, so it's very adequate for what I need. I'm not running a house. If I did, that would be a massive load of batteries. And yeah, while I'm there, apologies for not putting this in tidily, but I've no excuse really, just being lazy. That is the charger it came with. That is slightly better. I think it was early double figures in British pounds. Think of a number, 12, 13 pounds or something. Slightly better menu on it, couple of USB outlets, and I've just plumbed it into the batteries. There is a load outlet. Obviously we haven't got a load, but it's got a timer on it on the charge controller. Yeah, it's low budget, but that pretty much sums up this system, to be honest, viewers. What do you reckon? I've not spent a fortune. So whatever the previous total was, I can't remember, it's been such a long time now. I think it was 600 odd pounds for all the wiring, fitment, the mast, the turbine, and the 3 batteries and the mega fuses, all my buzz bars. Which reminds me, I did plumb in the solar panels to the buzz bars. They're in there, not to try and stack them, try and avoid it where I can. So I'd imagine, let's be pessimistic, call it 650. We're approaching 750, call it 800 for pessimism for all this. It looks after itself. That's the only moving part in my system, and so far so good. But with the augmentation of a solar panel, yeah, I'm very happy with it. No more plans at the moment to upgrade it unless we move into the summer house full time. Then I'd have to think again. But for now, viewers, for lights in there, the fridge, smart speaker, the occasional kettle, yeah, does us proud. Hope you've enjoyed this and it answers a few questions, or maybe even raised some more. But that's all she wrote for now. and it's what, I don't know, 3rd of April-ish 2026. Cheers viewers, bye.